Side 5, Tips for Energy Savers. When you buy fabrics or garments, try to choose those that can be washed in cold water and/or require little or no ironing. When shopping for an unusual item, telephone ahead to see if the store has it. If it doesn't, you save the energy and time of traveling there and being disappointed. Give gifts with year-round benefits. If you have appliances on your gift list, select long-lasting models that use the least amount of energy. Don't buy motorized equipment or gadgets when hand-operated versions will do. Buy the household equipment that's right for you. Purchasing the right equipment for your home and needs, using it wisely, and taking good care of it can reduce energy costs considerably. Bigger isn't necessarily better. Don't buy a larger or a more powerful piece of equipment than you need. Whether it's a furnace, air conditioner, or water heater, make sure its size and power are right for your home. Ask your dealer, a trade association, or a consumer interest group for assistance in judging this factor. Comparison shop when buying appliances. Compare energy use information and operating costs of similar models by the same company and by different manufacturers. Heating zone map and recommended R values for insulation in the 5 heating zones of the U.S. R values chart. To achieve an insulating value of R11, one would need 3.5 to 4 inches of glass fiber bats or blankets, 3 inches of rock wool bats or blankets, 5 inches of loose fill poured-in glass fiber, 4 inches of loose fill rock wool, or 3 inches of loose fill cellulosic fiber. To achieve an insulating value of R13, one would need 4 inches of glass fiber bats or blankets, 3.5 inches of rock wool bats or blankets, 6 inches of loose fill glass fiber, 4.5 inches of loose fill rock wool, or 3.5 inches of loose fill cellulosic fiber. To achieve R19, one would need 6 to 6.5 inches of glass fiber bats, 5.25 inches of rock wool bats, 8 to 9 inches of loose fill glass fiber, 6 to 7 inches of loose fill rock wool, or 5 inches of loose fill cellulosic fiber. To achieve R22, one would need 6.5 inches of glass fiber bats, 6 inches of rock wool bats, 10 inches of loose fill glass fiber, 7 to 8 inches of loose fill rock wool, or 6 inches of loose fill cellulosic fiber. To achieve R26, one would need 8 inches of glass fiber bats, 7.5 inches of rock wool bats, 12 inches of loose fill glass fiber, 9 inches of loose fill rock wool, or 7 to 7.5 inches of loose fill cellulosic fiber. To achieve R30, one would need 9.5 to 10.5 inches of glass fiber bats, 9 inches of rock wool bats, 13 to 14 inches of loose fill glass fiber, 10 to 11 inches of loose fill rock wool, or 8 inches of loose fill cellulosic fiber. To achieve R33, one would need 11 inches of glass fiber bats or blankets, 10 inches of rock wool bats or blankets, 15 inches of loose fill glass fiber, 11 to 12 inches of loose fill rock wool, or 9 inches of loose fill cellulosic fiber. To achieve R38, one would need 12 to 13 inches of glass fiber bats or blankets, 10.5 inches of rock wool bats or blankets, 17 to 18 inches of loose fill glass fiber, 13 to 14 inches of loose fill rock wool, or 10 to 11 inches of loose fill cellulosic fiber. Recommended R values. Heating Zone 1, attic floors R26, ceilings over unheated crawl space or basement R11. Heating Zone 2, attic floors R26, ceilings over unheated crawl space or basement R13. Heating Zone 3, attic floors R30, ceilings over unheated crawl space or basement R19. Heating Zone 4, attic floors R33, ceilings over unheated crawl space or basement R22. Heating Zone 5, attic floors R38, ceilings over unheated crawl space or basement R22. In all 5 heating zones, exterior walls, R value of full wall insulation, which is 3.5 inches thick, will depend on material used. Range is R11 to R13. Heating zone map. Alabama is in Zone 1. Alaska is in Zone 5. Arizona. 4 heating zones are found in Arizona. If a line is drawn from Lake Mead through Phoenix, Tucson, and El Paso, Texas, south of the line is in Zone 1. North of this line, but south of a second line from Lake Mead through Flagstaff and Gallup, New Mexico, is in Zone 2. The rest of Arizona is in Zone 3 except for the northeastern corner of the state, which is in Zone 4. California. 4 heating zones are also found in California. In Zone 1 are the coastal areas south of San Francisco and Imperial County, Riverside County, and the eastern half of San Bernardino County. The Sacramento and San Joaquin valleys and coastal areas north of San Francisco are in Zone 2. The rest of the state is in Zone 3, except for the northeastern corner, which is in Zone 4. Colorado. All of Colorado falls in Zone 3, except for the northwest and southwest corners of the state, both of which are in Zone 4. Connecticut is in Zone 3. Delaware is in Zone 2. The District of Columbia is in Zone 2. Florida. South of Gainesville is in Zone 0. North of Gainesville is in Zone 1. Georgia is in Zone 1, except for the area north of Rome and Gainesville, which is in Zone 2. Hawaii is in Zone 0. Idaho is in Zone 4, except for the area west of Twin Falls and south of Boise, which is in Zone 3. Illinois is in Zone 3, except for the area south of St. Louis, which is in Zone 2. Indiana is in Zone 3, except for the area south of Columbus, which is in Zone 2. Iowa. The southern half of the state is in Zone 3, the northern half in Zone 4. Kansas. If a line is drawn between Topeka and Dodge City, the area south of the line is in Zone 2, north of it is in Zone 3. Kentucky is in Zone 2. Louisiana is in Zone 1. Maine is in Zone 4. Maryland is in Zone 2, except for Garrett and Allegheny counties, which are in Zone 3. Massachusetts. The southern half of the state and all coastal areas are in Zone 3. The rest of the state is in Zone 4. Michigan. The area south of Detroit and Grand Rapids is in Zone 3. The rest of the state is in Zone 4, except for the northern half of the Upper Peninsula, which is in Zone 5. Minnesota. The southern half of the state is in Zone 4, the northern half in Zone 5. Mississippi is in Zone 1. Missouri. The southern half of the state is in Zone 2, the northern half in Zone 3. Montana is in Zone 4. Nebraska. The southern 2/3 of the state is in Zone 3, the northern 1/3 in Zone 4. Nevada. 4 heating zones are found in Nevada. South of Las Vegas is in Zone 1. The rest of Clark County and the southern part of Nye County are in Zone 2. The rest of the state is in Zone 3, except for the Great Basin and the northern 1/5 of the state, which are in Zone 4. New Hampshire is in Zone 4. New Jersey. The southern half of the state is in Zone 2, the northern half in Zone 3. New Mexico. Most of New Mexico is in Zone 2. However, the southwest corner is in Zone 1, the northwest corner is in Zone 4, and the remainder of the state, north of a line connecting Gallup, Albuquerque, and Tucumcari, is in Zone 3. New York. The southern half of the state is in Zone 3, the northern half in Zone 4. North Carolina. If a line is drawn from the northeastern corner of the state through Raleigh and Charlotte, east of the line is in Zone 1, west of it in Zone 2. North Dakota is in Zone 5, except for the southwestern corner of the state, which is in Zone 4. Ohio. The southern 1/3 of the state is in Zone 2, the northern 2/3 in Zone 3. Oklahoma is in Zone 2, except for the southeastern corner, which is in Zone 1, and the Panhandle area west of Guyman, which is in Zone 3. Oregon. If a line were drawn connecting Pendleton in the northeast with Medford in the southwest, The area west of the line would fall in Zone 2, east of the line in Zone 3. Pennsylvania is in Zone 3. Rhode Island is in Zone 3. South Carolina is in Zone 1. South Dakota is in Zone 4. Tennessee is in Zone 2. Texas is in Zone 1, except for the Panhandle, which is in Zone 2, and the area south of Corpus Christi, which is in Zone 0. Utah is in Zone 4, except for the area surrounding and to the west of Great Salt Lake, which is in Zone 3. Vermont is in Zone 4. Virginia is in Zone 2. Washington is in Zone 3, except for the northeast corner, which is in Zone 4, and the area between the Coast Ranges and the Cascades south of Seattle, which is in Zone 2. West Virginia. The western half of the state is in Zone 2, the eastern half in Zone 3. Wisconsin is in Zone 4, except for Douglas, Bayfield, Ashland, and Iron counties, which are in Zone 5. Wyoming is in Zone 4. This is the end of Tips for Energy Savers. U.S. Department of Energy, Washington, D.C., 20585. Narrated by Michael Moody in the studios of the National Library Service for the Blind and Physically Handicapped for the Library of Congress, March 1979.